Well,
this is
it.
The final public Alan Jimby podcast. We've decided after weeks of tough conversations.
Tough conversations.
To go back
To
our old ways.
To the old ways.
Back on our old bullshit. A sketch or a short film every week.
A sketch or short film every week.
The podcast will be banished to the Patreon.
Banished!
Only our Patreon supporters will hear it. Yeah, I mean...
From here on out, if you hear this podcast and you're not paying us fucking money, you're a Nazi.
Yeah, I mean, basically it seemed like most of the people that really cared about the podcast are like, you know, people that are fans or friends or family, and it feels like it's a cool way for us to engage, but it's also just kind of, it's taken away. We're making less videos because we were doing like the every other week. I think it was fine to try it, but now it's like we're excited to just like make more sketches, make more shorts.
Yes.
Keep hitting y'all with stuff, and then if people, because I know there's like, probably like a select few that liked the podcast, and we're going to still do it once or twice a month, but it'll be for the Patreon only. So
if you like the podcast, the Patreon link is down below.
And it's only $1 or $2 a month.
And we'll put out
to get it.
You know, the Patreon gives you notifications so you'll know when it shows up.
Yeah, you'll get an email.
But yeah, it's going to be a Patreon thing only after this current podcast.
Yeah, we're doing one last one so that people don't cry and shit and piss.
And are afraid of life's changes. Yeah,
there's
a lot of birds out right now. Do you hear all the birds?
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a complete non sequitur.
We like to hear the birds.
A little bit of ADHD, I think, right there.
Yeah.
Non-diagnosed, because I have no desire to understand any of my mental problems. Can I get a high five?
Yeah, sorry, I just fucking got
he
distracted.
He just got ADHD'd.
I was thinking about that Drake lyric of like, I'm pushing P, y'all.
I'm pushing P.
Y'all pushing PTSD.
I'm pushing P.
And I was thinking
that was
if there's
like
a way,
his R. Kelly admission.
If there's a parody where you could replace PTSD with ADHD for a little parody.
I trust that it would be fine. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
It would probably be funny if I did that.
I believe it. I believe that it would be funny. You know, a lot of people gas up Drake.
Well, not Kendrick. Kendrick called out Drake this week.
Good.
He dropped a hard-ass verse basically calling him a bum and a pussy. It was really intense.
I don't think guys can say that anymore.
Alex, why don't you give us your reaction to the Kendrick beef?
I like Kendrick Lamar. I haven't listened to the new song. I think Drake is a weird guy. I like some of his music. Hotline Bling, you know.
True.
It can only mean one thing, you know.
You like Drake more than J. Cole, even, you would say.
Well,
right?
J. Cole's just an annoying person, yeah. J. Cole's very annoying, and his music, I don't know. Him and Drake both make music that is fine, but I just don't really like to listen to it often. They have a few songs that I enjoy. I forget the J. Cole. There's a J. Cole song that I like.
The one where he talks about losing his virginity?
I know she knows that song. That song's good.
What about the one where he talks about how he wanted to have sex for the first time?
I don't even know if I've even heard that. So I can't really give you a real opinion. I wish I could.
What about when he sampled George Bush?
Did he do the Watch This Drive?
There's this... No, that would be really funny, honestly.
Now watch this drive.
And then the beat drops.
The beat drops, and it's just like about growing up in urban area. Yeah.
In No Role Models, he pulls the audio of when Bush was like, Now we have a saying in Tennessee. They
Sorry,
say it
I'm
in
getting all
Texas.
curled
They
up.
probably say it in Tennessee.
I'm getting experimental right now with the microphone. I
Fool me
apologize.
once, shame on
Oh, he does that. Yeah, I think I have heard this before.
you.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny.
You didn't have any older siblings, so I don't think you really... Did you ever do, like, the... Because when I was a kid, maybe in, like, 2004, YouTube, like, started, like, 2005 or something. And that was, like, when the George Bush compilations started coming out. They were, like, George Bush funniest moments. Like, best gaffes. I think that's what they called them, was, like, best gaffes.
I think I might have missed that.
Him stuttering and, like, being a dumb guy, you know? And that's a classic one, is the shame on me, shame on you, that kind of thing. My sister, who was older than me, she's 8 years older than me. No, so actually it's my middle sister, so she's 6 years older than me. She was obsessed with those. And
that's funny.
She would make me watch them, and I just didn't really understand, like, what was funny about it, because I was a very little kid, and as a kid, like, I feel like you're more patriotic as a child, because you're, like, still pretty, like, indoctrinated.
Right, because you're innocent, you're naive, yeah.
Yeah, you don't really know anything about politicians, so I'm just like, that's the president.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and then you come around and you get even, like, older and more mature than she was at the time, and you realize, oh, it's not that funny that the people that run this country are morons. It, like, it starts being funny when you're, like, an adolescent and, like, a young adult.
I do feel
like it kind of stops being funny after a little bit.
I do think it is funny, personally, but
it can be. I mean, I don't know. Trump and Biden can be kind of funny, but then
it's not so
time
serious.
To cast your ballot, and I kind of want to cry.
My viewpoint on it is that I think it just becomes more apparent how much of a farce it is, and I find it funny still. I don't really feel so jaded about things that I feel like I can't even enjoy laughing at it anymore, personally. I understand what you're saying. I mean, it's pretty... When you don't have great choices for who your politicians are, it becomes pretty upsetting. But also, I just feel like it's always kind of been fucking shitty, and it's just... We've just gotten to a very absurd point where, like, the candidates are so old. They're, like, absurdly old. They both seem... like out of their fucking mind. I don't know.
Yeah. See, what we should have is...
We fucking talk about politics.
They should drop verses. This
should drop raps. This is the second podcast in a row where we talk about politics.
Yeah, well, everything's bleak, but...
I don't even want to talk about it.
What they should do is they should do like Kendrick and J. Cole and Drake are doing right now and just drop diss tracks against each other. I mean, Trump would be down for that, I think.
I don't want to hear him rap.
You don't want to hear his flow?
Well, actually, speaking of Hotline Bling, Trump famously did Hotline Bling on SNL when he hosted it in 2016.
Yeah. That's so crazy.
He did a Hotline Bling. Yeah, I mean, it was popular.
You know who I want to host SNL for this presidential election? I want them to get Cheryl Hines, and she can say that she's doing it to promote the last season of Curb, but then just, like, veer into a rant promoting her husband's independent presidential run.
Yeah.
I think that would be really funny.
My mom the other day texted me. She's like, I'm about to come to California and and put you back together. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I just, like, didn't know what she meant. It was just, like, very out of the blue. And she just goes, RFK? ? And I go, what about him? She's like, I heard the most recent podcast about what you guys were saying. You don't like him, do you? And I'm like, no.
Of course not.
Like, why? How is that what you gleaned from what we talked about?
Did we say we like RFK?
I think it's because we brought up that we don't like either of the major candidates, and then we also brought up that the only other alternative is RFK. She gleaned that we like RFK. I want to be very clear. I don't like RFK Jr. either. I think they all are very... I don't know. I just don't think it's a good option either way. I think it all just kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Also, we're in California, so our votes don't matter.
How many presidents do you think had undiagnosed autism out of the 46? Take a guess.
Undiagnosed autism?
Yeah.
1.
If you say 1, you got to have someone specific in mind, I feel like. Who do you think is the one?
Obama.
There's no way. There's no way. Dude, because I was literally going to say 45 of the 46.
Have you heard the way he talks?
And everyone except Obama. Yeah,
He says,
he's charming.
you know, I mean,
I guess.
if you don't,
I mean, I've never made eye contact with him. I guess maybe.
I mean, you should try it. That's the only way we'll know.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just thinking about that.
Why autism? In
I'm just curious.
Why autism in relation to presidents? What's interesting about that to you?
I was just wondering.
Who do you think?
I don't know.
Abraham Lincoln?
Abraham Lincoln, I think, was neurotypical, quote unquote. I would say.
I hate this conversation already.
I would say John Adams, George Washington, probably probably Madison. So
God, I
three.
I hate talking about presidents.
Okay.
I fucking hate it so much. It's just like George Washington. What did he do? Started the country. Big whoop. Abraham Lincoln. What did he do? Tall. Got
Gay.
shot.
Yeah, I guess.
Obama. What did he do? Drone strike. Talk good. Okay.
Good suits.
What did Trump do? Started COVID.
Right.
Was sued by New York. Okay.
Yeah.
What did Hillary Clinton do? Nothing.
Not
because
a president.
she did not win the presidency.
Yeah, I mean,
what did Bill Clinton do? Cheat on wife? Talk
play
good?
saxophone. Play saxophone.
Play
actually.
saxophone pretty well. Played saxophone on Jay Leno, I think. Was it Jay Leno? Was it Jay Leno or was it
I don't know. Shit.
Was it it might have been David Letterman where he played saxophone. I don't know. We need an expert. Jim, how do you feel?
Fine.
Generally?
I don't know. Fine.
Just fine. I feel like that's the blanket statement that we give to people. We're fine. There's just like not really much to say. I feel like my parents keep checking in on me and they're just like, "How are you?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." And that's all I can really say. Oh, I'm doing the same thing I'm always doing.
Yeah.
I'm just like in the middle of a grind. I'm normal.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when there's an update, you'll hear it. I don't know, right? Like if it's not like I have a bunch of shit that I'm not telling my parents or my family.
Oh, and here's what I'll ask you as well. How long do you think you got wearing that bandana before it turns you bald?
I was just gonna wear it for the podcast and then call it quits.
It's just for the podcast. It's just is that a Starbucks bandana?
No, this is from Angel City Brewing, which is where
Can
we
you
go to
pull back
trivia
your
on
hair
Tuesdays.
for a second? Just
Why?
do that.
No.
Because I want to have a better look at the image. There's a woman.
Yeah, there's a woman on it.
It looks like the Starbucks woman.
No, that's the Angel from Angel City Brewery, where we do trivia sometimes.
Oh, that's where you got that. Was from.
We won 3rd place, and we got a prize.
We've won 3rd place 3 times.
Yeah, 3 or 4 times.
We can't quite get past 3rd place.
Last night we got 13th place.
I don't want to talk about that.
Last night we got dogpiled on. Last night was crazy.
It's because we didn't know what type of nuts and seeds were what.
We knew 7 out of the 8 nuts and seeds.
And then we did the double down, so then we lost all our points. It's fucking sad.
We basically got snubbed.
It's okay.
This is the Starbucks woman.
Yeah, that's my Starbucks cup. Yeah, I mean, it looks fairly similar.
Yeah, totally.
It's like almost the same design, I would say. The only major difference is that there is a shadow underneath her nose. On the...
Yes.
Sorry, did that bug you?
That's fine. I don't care.
Comment below if it bugs you when people tap you on the forehead.
All right, Alex, think of a character, like occupation, personality type. Don't tell me what it is. Think about it for a sec. Okay. You, as that character, are a guest on on my character's podcast, okay? Ready? Welcome to the tiny 1 minute long podcast. I'm with my guest today. You introduce yourself for the crowd.
I'm Jay.
Jay.
The
wow.
firefighter.
Jay, you have laid your life on the line to fight fires and to help save people from fires and to pose in calendar modeling as well. Tell me a bit about what made you want to be a firefighter.
I wanted to be a firefighter because my dad was a firefighter.
Why did your dad want to be a firefighter?
Because his dog inspired him.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing dog.
His dog used to pour buckets of water onto objects, and my dad saw that and said, you know what, I could do that, but with a hose.
Yeah. With hose?
Don't be crass about my father.
Sorry.
He was in 9/11.
Oh, really? Did he help save the people at 9/11?
No, he was on the plane. He died. Yeah, now what do you gotta say, you fucking smarmy bitch? And the dog was on the plane, too.
Whoa, dog's on a plane.
And the dog died in the plane, too.
Whoa, dog on a plane? Sounds like a movie. Wow, dog on a plane? That's crazy.
Apologize.
I'm sorry, doggy.
Apologize for what you've brought me back to.
I'm sorry, doggy.
You brought me back to the trauma.
I'm sorry, doggy.
You brought me back to the trauma, and I don't like that.
So, was it your father's passing that inspired you to go in his footsteps?
Yes.
That's great. That's our show. How was that as a segment?
That was a really good segment. Your turn.
Okay, give me a sec.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and welcome to the Alex 1 Minute Podcast. I'm with my guest,
Greg.
Greg.
Craig.
With a K?
Craig, yes. With a K.
Craig or Craig?
Craig.
Craig, okay. Hi,
Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Yes.
Okay, what's up, Craig? What's your deal?
I am the riddle man.
You're a river man or a riddle man?
Both. A little bit of that and a little bit of that.
You live in a river?
I live in a river and I answer riddles.
Okay, give me a riddle.
No, I answer riddles.
Okay, what's black
in
and white and red all over?
In order to cross the river, you must ask me a riddle.
What's black and red red and all over?
Come again.
What's black and red and red and black and red all over?
Black and red, you say?
That's not what I said. I said black and red and red and black and red all over.
Oh, fuck, I've heard this before. Fuck.
And that's all the time we have.
Okay, yeah, that was great.
Yeah. So what do you think about the segment?
I thought it was great. Here, your turn.
All right.
Think about it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hey, folks, I'm Danger Dan. Welcome to the Danger Dan's 1 Minute Podcast. We got a dangerous guest today. Introduce yourself for the folks at home.
Oh.
Okay, is that...
Oh.
And what do you do? All right, and tell me more about that profession. Okay, I think there's a language barrier around here. You mind explaining that a little slower for me?
You fucking bigot.
Whoa, you do know English.
You're fucking bigoted.
Hey, man,
You want to learn my language so now I can speak yours.
Well, I would love to learn it.
My name is Tommy the Toolmaker.
What kind of tools do you make?
Ones that you're not allowed to touch, white boy. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, oh, white boy.
And that's our podcast.
All right, your turn. 3, 2, 1. Hello, I'm Bob Barker, and this is Jeopardy.
How did I get here?
Our first contestant is this guy? What's your name?
How did I get here?
Oh, he's an afraid guy from Rick and Morty. He's doing the Rick and Morty joke.
How did I get here?
He's doing the Rick and Morty joke, and he doesn't know where he is.
How did I get here?
All right, we're gonna send the guy in to shoot him, and he's dead. All right, well, end of podcast.
All right, how'd you like that segment?
That was a good one.
All right, you ready for your turn?
Sure.
Okay. 5, 4. Good morning. It's another Sunday, another Sunday coffee with Carl, and we have our lovely guest drinking a Colombian roast brew, dark roast, a dark medium roast. What's your name?
Carlos Christensen.
Carlos Christensen. Tell me a little bit about, you had a cause that you wanted to promote this morning, correct?
I'm making shoes for orphans.
Wow, Carlos, that's amazing. Tell me, what is your method of making the shoes?
I make them out of glue.
Wow.
I put the glue in my hands, I let the glue dry, and then I wiggle out of the glue. A good wiggle.
So they're shaped like your hand then,
and so it's only one size.
Okay. Wow, and do the orphans love these shoes?
They hate them. They're afraid of them. It hurts their feet because the glue is spiky.
Wow.
I use industrial grade glue, so it's harder than normal glue.
Oh, whoa. How can we support you, Carlos Christensen?
Buy my shoes for your children.
But if they're my children, they're not orphans, right?
Well, it's benefiting orphans.
Okay.
The orphans aren't allowed to wear the shoes, and they're also just very afraid of the shoes, so they wouldn't even get in if I offered them to get in the shoes.
Wow.
Would you like to try on the shoes?
No, I don't think so.
You can put them on your hands.
Then they would be gloves, right?
To each their own.
What's
wrong?
Oh.
Are you upset?
A little, yeah.
Why are you mad at me?
Because I thought that you were really helping orphans, and it sounds like you're kind of torturing them.
All the money goes to the orphans if people buy the shoes.
Oh, so you give them money?
Yeah, we buy them biscuits and we tuck them in at night if we.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to support Carlos, the website will pop up on this. We'll figure out.
CarlosChristensen.org/ glue shoes.
Great. Thank you. And,
/ order.
Okay.
Dash. Buy.
Okay. Wow.
I'm sorry, I have a medical condition.
Oh, from Joker?
Yeah, I'm the. Here, let me get my card. What does the card say?
It says, buy my orphan shoes. I think you handed me the wrong card.
Oh, wait, sorry. Here's the card that explains my medical condition.
It says that you are prone to fits of laughter.
Yeah.
That's our show. Thank you for joining us this Sunday.
What do you think about that segment?
I liked that segment.
Yeah, that one was good.
I liked that one.
Okay, your turn. 3,
Okay.
2, 1. And welcome back to the only podcast where we sit in a valley that no one knows about, and we talk to whatever bear that walks up to us. What's your name, sir?
Yeah. I'm excited to meet the bears, man. I'm Devin.
Oh, you're coming. This is a bear podcast, sir.
Yeah.
Usually we wait for bears to pick up the microphone. Are you a local hiker? Who are you?
I'm not local. I flew out here. I heard you were filming it.
Oh, you're a fan.
I'm a fan of the show.
Your name's Devin?
Yeah, I'm a Devin. I wanted to meet the bears myself.
Well,
now.
There's a bear coming up right now. If you want.
One thing I never understood is the bears don't talk. Really, it's an odd choice for the audio medium.
They do their bear equivalent of purring.
Okay.
Which we like. Which is actually called burring.
Do you stroke the bear?
Their penises, yes.
This maybe shouldn't have flown out here.
No, I don't think you're really properly equipped. I don't think you're an expert to be dealing with a bear.
Yeah, definitely not.
Because if the bear walks up to you and you don't know how to treat the bear, you could get bit by the bear.
Am I gonna get bit? You
and then
think?
we might get sued because we're.
Oh,
you should
man.
walk away. Actually,
I might get bit by a bear.
Do you have a caretaker that might be able to take you to the hospital if you get bit?
My
because
girlfriend.
These are the kind of things
my
that you think
girlfriend,
about.
I don't know. She's back at the car. It's like 3 miles away.
Oh, you walked here for 3 miles. Why didn't you just park immediately?
I didn't know if I'd find a spot. I was like,
well, the valley is pretty thin, so
do I keep looking for a spot, or do I just park and walk? You know, it's
okay. Well, Devin, it sounds like you might want to go home.
Yeah, probably.
You want some trail mix?
Am I gonna meet a bear on my way back?
Well, there's 8 bears there waiting in line.
Waiting in line for what?
The podcast. This is where
all right,
they're aware of the bear podcast. They like
maybe
the
they'll just
podcast.
think I'm a PA or something. I'll just walk.
Just
I'll
don't
make my way.
touch them and you'll be okay.
All right.
And end of segment.
Yeah, cool. What'd you think of that?
That one was nice.
Yeah.
And I like the bears.
Yeah, I like that too. You ready to go?
Uh-huh.
All right. 5, 4, 3. Hello and welcome to the podcast. We've got a lovely guest with us today who's here to dig into some personal stuff.
Ba-ding, 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 ba-ding.
And what's your name?
I'm Richard Spider. I'm an oil baron. And that there ba-dink-a-dink-a-dink was my silver boots that I built.
Wow.
I love my silver boots.
An
They
oil
keep
baron.
my feet uncomfortable.
Wow, an oil baron. You must be rich, huh, Richard Spider?
I own all of ExxonMobil and Colombian oil derricks in New Mexico City.
Wow, Richard Spider, you must have ladies crawling all over you like
They
spiders.
crawl up on my back. They crawl up on my hair. They crawl into my bed, and I say, "Get away! I only want gay sex."
What's your dream? Whoa.
I'm
Okay.
gay.
What's your dream first date with that hunk of your dreams?
Italian dinner.
Wow.
Italian dinner.
What's your type, Richard Spider? What kind
Guys,
of guy you looking for, man?
guys that have skin conditions.
Wow.
I like when they have boils.
Your company's working hard to create more deformed people with what they're doing for the environment, so that makes sense.
We create my boyfriends in the lab.
Wow.
We cover them in gross oil, crude oil, as they would say,
Wow.
straight from the ground. And we give them boils. The uglier, the better for me.
Wow.
If they're ugly, I get horny. And if I get horny, I can come. And if I come, I can come up with new inventions for the company.
Wow.
Like silver boots.
You invented those boots, huh?
No one had ever tried to do that before. But I did it because I am a genius.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's only because I orgasm.
That is lovely, and that is our show. Thank you, Richard Spider.
Thank you, Dr. Oz.
You're goddamn right.
I made you Dr. Oz at the end.
Yeah, I was Dr. Oz at the end.
Yeah. I like Dr. Oz.
Me too, yeah.
He's a sicko freak.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I don't like him. Let's be clear. I don't like him because of his personality. I like him because he's a weird cartoon character that shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
He's like a weird PR.
Dr. Phil,
nightmare.
though?
Dr. Phil, though? I hate Dr. Phil.
God
How long have we
damn.
been talking today?
26 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Should we end the public half?
Yeah,
For
probably.
one last time?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Remember, guys and girls and they, thems, and any dogs
Dogs,
or cats
yeah.
that end up watching the podcast, they accidentally click the remote.
I was looking at our analytics. Our viewers are mostly dogs that are watching on accident and don't know what's going on.
Our analytics are mostly 60-year-old women.
Because we had the Chinese
Because
singing
the
cat
Chinese
video.
singing-
Yeah.
Chinese singing cat
And
video.
so weirdly, our biggest demographic is
60-year-old women from, like, South America.
or
Which-
from like Europe, yeah,
For whatever reason.
and like Asia.
Yeah, it's odd. But this is the last public podcast we're going to be doing for a while. Maybe if we... I don't know, maybe in the future we'll bring back the public podcast.
Yeah,
but
or
for
if
now,
people beg.
yeah, if people really miss it, then we'll consider bringing it back. But it's now going to be a Patreon exclusive. And the back half of this final podcast will be on the Patreon.
Yeah, we're gonna record for like 20 more minutes and put that on the Patreon too.
So if you want to see that, and if you want to see future podcasts, which I think we'll probably do bi-monthly, depending. I mean, I don't know.
Twice a month, you mean?
Yes.
So fortnightly.
Sorry, not bi-monthly.
Fortnightly.
2 times a month. I'm not I'm not a smart man.
Yeah, it would be fun too if we mix it up too, where it's like maybe
I can't get out of
sometimes
character.
we-
I keep
we record
tapping my
like a
little
short
feet.
one with someone who's a guest in a video or something.
I
Or,
think
like,
that would be
we'll like
fun.
mix it up. So
Yeah.
it'll certainly like be worth your $2 a month if you're interested. So whatever. But
thanks for supporting us, and thank you for watching this and future videos and podcasts.
At the end of the day, if you got this far, even if you're not on the Patreon, clearly you're like really supportive to listen to us talk about bullshit for 29 minutes. So we appreciate you.
Yep.
We are doing this because we think that the sketches and the shorts are like just great content, and we think that's what people more want to see and what we more want to focus on making. So we think this will be a really positive change, but definitely like give us your thoughts if you give a shit.
All right.
We love hearing feedback.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Have a lovely one.